All right. Hey, what's up, Specula? See ya. Hey, man, I would really appreciate it if you let me know if everything's working well. Mike and Dick and stuff like that. I appreciate you being here, though. Very much so. All right. So, let's take a look and see what we got going on here. I think I'm getting a little bit of lag on my side. I think that OBS just takes a lot of resources, along with TOS and Trader8, all running Insta data at the same time. So, futures market, Nasdaq has been going absolutely insane today. We're up 490 on the day. We were up 970, gave some back to the market, but you can see just like, and the NQ's just been on a tear all day. Had some pullbacks to the VWAP a couple of times, and bounced back up. And yeah, it's definitely a very bullish day on the Nasdaq, and trying to make sure that what I'm doing here is making sure that I'm taking quick scalps. There are opportunities like right here. This is like a 50 ticker. Like this would be with two contracts in the NQ. It's like a $500 run right there. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm, number one, capitalizing on things, but also number two, that I'm not being overly bullish, because I think that that'll really that could really get me into hot water very fast. So so that's what I'm trying to do. That's my plan for the day so far. In my Tradeovate account, we're up $122 on our evaluation, going for that 2K mark. So definitely have a little bit to go there. If you guys are experiencing lag, I'm definitely getting some lag here on this side. I have to close out stuff. Go ahead and shut down swim. That makes and we'll pop Tradeovate up on the screen. Go. It's They're looking a little bit better. Stop. So let's get that back going. There it goes. Kind of like lag there. All right. So it is a heck of a day in futures right now. So we're taking a look here on Tradeovate. Our goal here is to obviously get funded in everything. So we're going through elite trader funding right now, and I've been really happy with elite trader funding so far. Mainly, one of the things that I've really loved about them is their ability to actually help. Their customer service department has been very helpful. This is a measure that I really look for in a lot of companies. Specifically, I had some questions over the weekend on Sunday in the middle of the afternoon. They got back to me really fast, so been really happy with that. With everything being as bullish as we just had this big bullish run, and we had this crossover happen here just about 10 minutes ago, and got some nice big runs up, made new highs on the Nasdaq, and we're getting some pullback here. We've had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute pullback, and we may get a boost right here off this 5-minute pullback. I'm gonna switch out to a 5-minute chart and just see what we got going on the 5. But to me, it looks like, you can see I took the two little baby trades here. I definitely could have taken more profit, but they just didn't rip at the rate that I wanted them to, so I just cut it and took a little money off. Trying to keep it tight, trying to stay safe while we trade. You see, we had this 5-minute pullback, and now we're getting a push back up. But with the high of the day on that 5 minute pullback being a red on the five, I'm a little bit hesitant to take more risk on this. I may wait a little bit to kind of see how it plays out at these highs. Um, Even though I want to, I don't want to get impatient. Impatience is really killer of your profits very, very quickly. But this definitely would have been a nice like 10 tick trade here off that 5 minute bounce. We're getting a little bit of a turnaround uh, potentially. So we do also have this flag here. See, sort of waving in the wind, as they call it. And so with this one, now, if anybody's ever heard my perspectives on flags, flags are not necessarily considered to be bull flags or bear flags, in my opinion. When I see flags, what I see is a flag. It's like a flag on the play. It's time to take a step back and potentially remove it. And that's because I've taken a lot of positions where I thought that it was a bull flag, and when you look at all measures of technical analysis and all ways that they look at it, it was a bull flag, but it went bearish. And I've seen that happen so many dang times, and vice versa. I've seen where it was a bear flag or considered to be a bear flag, and then it just ripped bullishly. So I've seen it go in both directions. So now when I see a flag, I just kind of hang back and see and wait for the trend to play out. And once I see that trend kind of play out, then I can look at taking my position. That's where how I like to work those situations. I don't know which direction to go here. Clearly, we made a test of these highs, made some new highs here a few minutes ago, and when we got the push up, it didn't push back up or past those highs. I'm hesitant to take any sort of position, but you can see a lot of this is getting bought up, and so that does kind of tend towards the bullish side of things. And if it's a little bit slow, like if there's some lag going on for you guys, I may end up looking into potentially some other streaming software. But at the moment we're using OBS, kind of the main one. But it does use up a lot of resources on. I don't really have like a big powerful computer. I just got like a little mini computer, and I love it, and it does pretty much everything I need it to do, for the most part. But you know, see, it is worthwhile streaming, or if we need some other web based options or what have you. Gonna push towards the highs, but we can see that we're declining on the TTM. Maybe interested in taking a small scalp here. Down to like 5 ticks. I don't want to take too much risk. And you can see we're getting that pullback. We're still in this bullish pattern. So we've got this flag here. We've got the 9 above the 12, which is an indicator that we're in bullish movement at the moment. We're in that bullish momentum. We did have the 35 cross over the 26, which gave us this like right when that happened, you can see that this big rip went up. So when these 35s, like when this crosses over, that's an indication of stronger, longer term bullish momentum. And vice versa. We did get the 35 dipping down below the 26, so this could indicate that there's a flip over coming soon. And we don't know when. Obviously, we hit these highs right at 7:30, and we're just past it 12 minutes or so, and so far there's been no clear indicator of whether or not this is up or down. How's the connection? How's everything going on that side? Still no clear movement. Kind of getting this like, it's almost like dojis practically every candle, very little movement, which makes me sketched out about taking any sort of position. Did take, you can see these two positions that we took here. There we go. That's the movement that we were looking for. Okay, so we've got a little bit of upward momentum. Still no clear movement. Taking a small position right there. And we didn't get filled, so I'm just going to cancel it. Probably should have hit buy market. Just watching this thing. Did get this rip up, make it a pullback. Sketchy here by these highs. And there's a pullback. Seen some people take some profit. I'd really like to see a trend reversal. Honestly, I would like to see it go down more. Just in seeing it go down and sort of flip over, we can get a better understanding of how the direction is going to be going. When it starts, you can see that we had this one move, then we had this is the second move. So we may actually get a third move, and the TTM is kind of leveling off. So this does kind of, right now everything's indicating sideways, almost like neutral movement. On the TTM, we did get a red dot. Now the red dot usually is an indicator to not go in. Again, these are just indicators, so we don't, we don't take them all at completely face value, but we just take them as information, and that's about it. That's as far as we take it. We use it as to help us make decisions in buying, selling, whether we're going to go long or short or just sit on the sidelines. Okay. Yeah, because everything's like a doji right now. Market doesn't know whether it wants to go up or down. I do think that we're extended quite a bit. You see, with the volume weighted average price here, this is purple line. The VW, the VDAP, the WAP is all the way down at 12016, and we're up here at the highs at 12111. So we're about $100 off from the VWAP. It's quite a ways. I do think that we need a little bit of turnaround and then some consolidation in order to see like more steady movement up. Right now, you can see there's a lot of indecision in the market. I do think OBS is a little bit harsh on my computer, so I'm probably going to look at some other options besides just OBS. By the way, our last stream ended up with 6 views or 6 viewers. So I want to thank all 6 of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys get some value out of these. We're definitely going to be stepping it up and bringing more and more people in here shortly. But right now, just trying to get our footing. I know I haven't taken any trades on stream. I took quite a few off stream before the stream started. But I don't normally trade futures before 7:30 my time here on the West Coast. Pushing up new highs. Still hoping for a trend reversal, but I think we're a long way off from that. Heavily in bearish territory or bullish territory. And we're getting fresh on the TTM, new cyan candles. Obviously, with the TTM in regards to utilizing it on futures, it's not as accurate as it is stocks. You can see here after we had this push up and made that high right there, it continued to track cyan for almost a full 5 minutes, indicating more bullish movement. And wow, look at that. More and more highs. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Crazy, man. It's so frothy, I think is the term. All right. He's got to flip at some point. It just feels too extended. That's why I'm not taking any positions. It feels sketch. Try to get in like right here. Hit join bid instead of buy market. Still pushing up, continuing to make highs. This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row. After this 1 minute pullback, this is actually like a classic setup right here. That's why we tried to get in that spot right there. Just testing the highs, making new highs, continuing to rip. That's just 2, 5, 7. 7 green candles in a row. Wow. Gee, this Crisco. Crazy. I know you might be thinking that I'm missing out on an opportunity, but the reality of it is that I need to make sure that whatever I'm taking setups that I know, like, and understand. It's very important. Because if I don't 100% know which direction it's going to go, to me that gets sketchy. And it's just continuing to push highs. Drop of $60 run up. Like 240 ticks. Hey, look at that. We got 3 likes. Thank you so much for all 3 of you. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. If you're wondering why I'm not taking any positions, it's because this thing pushing up at these highs. I try to take positions where they're at that sort of that high of the day right there. Even though I've seen it continue to push highs all the way from back here, it just, to me, sometimes it's sketchy. To just get another 1-minute pullback. Okay, so we had this 1-minute pullback that led into this flag that led into a 1-minute pullback, then another 1-minute pullback, and then we're on the 3rd run here. Once we see this flip over, that's probably when we'll start taking some positions. I think I'm a little bit short biased just because of how extended this looks to me. So when I'm talking about extension, I'm talking about that the VWAP is all the way down here at 12,024. And we're up over $120 from there. So we're up quite a large percentage relative to the employment average price. It's pretty large, and to me, I don't want to push it because I feel like at some point we're gonna get a dump. I definitely should have taken some positions here, specifically right after this 1-minute pullback and this 1-minute candle to make a new high. So right there, right here would have been the entry point. So we had this little rip up, then this pullback, and then we had this 1-minute candle that topped it, and that sort of like topping tail. Then we had this rip up here that tested it again, and then on this fourth candle, we had that pop up. The entry point would have been right there or right here, but I likely would have preferred to get in here because this one, as you can see, pulled all the way back and practically became a doji. This right here is a perfect little setup though. Look at that little pendant. This guy up here, that 1-minute pullback pulled into a doji bottom, or practically a doji, and then got that rip up from there. This is a common setup that I would take with stocks. So getting a little bit of a flip over top. My hope is that we actually get like the actual crossovers, but if you look at these indicators, we're still very much in bullish action. So I'd maybe want to see a pullback to about 12,110. Great. Grab a horizontal line. This area. Like the 12,100 line, that's the area that I would back in or pull back to. And then we could get a bounce off this area, or we could get a reversal down to the V. But where we're at these highs, I don't want to become impatient and burn my account really quickly. By the way, we're doing an evaluation on Elite Trader Funding. Elite Trader Funding is super, super dope. It's a 80-20 split, so you get to keep 80% of the profits. They keep 20%. But what I really, really love about them is that they have a static drawdown, which means that any money that you make past that point, you don't have to worry about your drawdown constantly moving up each and every day. You have one set drawdown point, which is if you it's more than $625 down from the 100K that they give you to trade with, then that's when you fail that evaluation. So once you kind of get out of that zone, so long as you're careful and you're continuing to trade your strategy and trade properly around your strategy, it even if you have a losing day or something like that, it's not nail in the coffin. So that's what I really, really like about it. And the further you get away from it, the less you have to worry about it. Obviously, you always got to be mindful of your trades and cut your losses if they're getting out of hand. But it's definitely, in my opinion, a better method than having that daily drawdown thing. Although they do offer that as well. Y'all can check out the link in the description to check out Elite Trader Funding. I've been really happy with them, specifically their customer service. That's really, really important to me. I want to know that I can get in touch with somebody and that they're going to give me real, authentic answers quickly. So, okay. So we're getting almost like a repeat here of what happened. So we had this sort of like waving in the wind, followed by this little pendant here and a rip up, and we're getting almost this sort of U-shaped breakout here yet again for another test of the highs. Got a small position here. Let us.
Order filled.
Okay, we're in X up 30. Hit exit. So we made about 40, 50
Order
bucks on
filled.
that. We're up $213.84 in our valuation. So yeah, so we're about 10% of the way. Profit target is $2,000. We're about just over 10% of that, and we're well on our way to earning funding in Elite Trader Funding. Now, this is where I'm normally going to be. I'm trying to keep these streams pretty short, maybe about a half an hour or so, because this is really where my trading edge is in futures. Is from 7:30 to about 8 a.m. Is where I'm finding my edge in futures, and I want to make sure. Excuse me. I want to make sure that I don't overtrade. That has been an issue that I've personally dealt with many, many, many times over the last few years that I've been in trading, and it's gotten me in a lot of trouble. It's made it to where a lot of the profits that I've accumulated over the years, I've also given back practically just as much, and so that's made it to be where it's this very, very slow grind up, and I don't want to keep living through that. So so I'm gonna try and make sure that I'm keeping short, even though this is continuing to rip. Wow. Wow. This is just crazy. How is this happening? How is this happening? What's going on? Was there some good news that came out in the market today or something? I mean, I don't know. There's been a lot of crazy bad news recently, so I don't know what to trust anymore. But something's got the market moving up this high and this hot, and it is definitely up, and it just keeps on pushing, pushing, pushing. So we got that waving in the wind pattern again, and then a push up past that to make a new high. And when I'm looking at that, I'm seeing this pattern form here, and the pendant, and the pattern again. I'm curious to see if we'll get another pendant. So here's a little pullback. But I do think that we're definitely extended here at some point. Um, so we have this little pullback and continuing to push. Wow. This is nuts. This is nuts. That's so crazy that it just keeps going and going and going. How is this possible? How is this possible? That's nuts. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and close the trading down right now. But we're gonna start also doing a stream that comes after this stream, and that'll be more of a podcast format. I'll probably start that next week. And that format, what we're going to be focusing on there is a lot of entrepreneurship, self-awareness, self-development, personal development, and sort of like aligning your chakras, third eye monster, that kind of thing. And I hope that you guys will be equally interested in that. You know, if you're not, that's cool. You know, but if you're looking to learn of other ways to make money online, build your personal brand, develop a personality, become more self-aware, all those types of things. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of that type of stuff in the podcast. We'll also talk about market news, market movement, all that type of stuff. We'll have that be part of it as well. If you're trying to start a business on the internet, all those things. I've got a lot of experience here, over a decade now at this point. So yeah, definitely hope to see you guys in that. We're probably gonna start that next week. For now, we're just going to keep it on the futures trading, and we're going to keep the streams to be about a half an hour long. I was hoping to get a little bit, like, take a few more trades, and clearly the opportunity was here today. No, I've already had to do a couple of resets, so I'm trying to take it easy and take it slow and mindful of what I'm doing. So that's something that's I'm trying to make sure on a very consistent basis. It's just watching what I'm doing and making sure that I'm not over trading. Very, very important to not overtrade. I think it's really, really easy, and it's really easy to get emotional about your trading, and that's something that I got to make sure that I don't do. And I hope it's something that's that you guys are doing. One thing that I've had to do a couple of times in my resets is have to take time to reflect. What was I feeling? What was I going through? Was I trading my strategy? Was I becoming overzealous, or was I on tilt? That's a big problem that I've had. Is like I'll take a loss and then I'll want to make it back really fast, and that'll put me on tilt, and that's that I think that's really dangerous in actually developing developing doing so developing your profit margins and everything in between. So guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Check out the links in the description. We do have a mailing list. You guys can check it out. It's joelstraight.com. There's also links there. So you join the list. Also, guys, check out Webull. If you guys sign up for Webull, Webull is where I trade a lot of my stocks, where I'm doing day trading a lot of the time. And with Webull, you guys actually get 6 free stocks when you sign up. Super dope program. They allow you to trade cryptocurrency, and yeah, really, really awesome stuff there. And if you're interested in trading futures just like I do, join Elite Trader Funding. You guys can check them out. They're one of the best in the industry from what I've seen so far, and I've been using them now for about 2 months. From what I've seen so far, I've been really, really impressed with their customer service. I've been impressed with their just their back office. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and I've been impressed with their connectivity to Tradeovate and several other softwares. You can do NinjaTrader, Rhythmic, a bunch TradingView, a bunch that I don't know the names of, but they had a list of like 15 different softwares that you can. So it's definitely worth checking out, and you can use just about any software you prefer. So check out Elite Trader Funding, guys. That's what I'm using to earn my funding, and I'd love to see you guys earn your own funding as well. So yes, speculate exactly. Don't trade, just a trade. Wow, Spac, I totally missed your comments here. Agreed. Wait for the setups to present themselves. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. Um, as you saw, the market's just been ripping up today, but I'm not trying to just jump into any trade. I'm trying to make sure that I'm taking trades that are conscious. And while I'm continuing to see it push up, I want to take advantage of all that. It I have to make sure that I understand the trade and that I don't see that it could just flip over. Because I've seen the NQ just flush just horribly some days. So it's definitely something I try to be mindful of. But yeah, guys, with that, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thank you so much for joining. Spac, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Everybody who liked the stream today, thank you so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 7:30 Pacific time. And we will see you guys. Hey, dude, it's all good, man. I appreciate you just being here, being active, and just being here at all. I really, really appreciate you. So, but yeah, guys, we'll be here 10:30 market time tomorrow, and love and appreciate you. Peace.